Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These words from the Buddha carry a timeless truth. In a world that thrives on distractions and comparisons, we often forget the power of turning inward, of focusing on ourselves. Imagine a life where your happiness isn't tied to anyone else's approval, a life where your energy is invested in your growth, your peace, and your purpose. Welcome to today's journey into self-discovery and mindfulness. This isn't just another discussion about personal development. It's an invitation to explore the profound wisdom of focusing on yourself. Why does it matter? Because when your attention is scattered, pulled by the expectations of others, you lose sight of what truly brings you fulfillment. The first step toward a life of clarity and peace begins by asking one simple question. What do I need to feel whole? In this episode, we'll delve into the teachings of Buddhism, unraveling how self-awareness, compassion, and mindfulness can transform your life. You'll learn how to silence the noise around you, connect with your inner self, and redirect your energy toward what truly matters. Are you ready to take control of your journey? Let's begin. The importance of self-focus. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Have you ever paused to consider what these words mean for your life? In a society that often measures success by external achievements and the opinions of others, we forget that the most profound growth begins from within. Focusing on yourself is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of survival. When you prioritize your own well-being, you create a foundation for clarity, resilience, and happiness. Think about it. How can you pour from an empty cup? How can you give your best to others if you are disconnected from yourself? Buddhism teaches us that self-awareness is the cornerstone of peace. It's through understanding our thoughts, emotions, and actions that we begin to unlock our true potential. By letting go of distractions, especially the need for external validation, we can cultivate a life that aligns with our deepest values. The Buddha emphasized the importance of turning inward, saying, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." This reminds us that the answers we seek are already within us, waiting to be uncovered. But here's the challenge. Focusing on yourself requires intention. It means breaking free from the patterns of comparison and judgment. It means asking yourself hard questions. What truly matters to me? Am I living in alignment with my values? What do I need to feel fulfilled? As we continue this conversation, you'll learn practical ways to build a stronger connection with yourself. Together, we'll explore tools rooted in Buddhist philosophy that can help you prioritize your personal growth and well-being. Let's take the next step on this transformative journey. Practical practices for self-focus. What we think, we become. What we feel, we attract. What we imagine, we create. These profound words from the Buddha remind us of the immense power we hold within ourselves. Yet, how often do we channel this power inward, toward nurturing our own well-being and growth? The truth is, focusing on yourself isn't just a mindset, it's a practice. So, how do we begin? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't understand, and self-awareness is the foundation for transformation. Here are 3 practical practices to help you shift your focus inward, inspired by Buddhist teachings. 1. Daily journaling. Start each day with reflection. Take just 5 minutes to write about your thoughts, emotions, and experiences. What made you feel alive? What drained your energy? Journaling isn't just about recording events. It's about understanding yourself better. Over time, this practice reveals patterns and helps you align your actions with your true desires. 2. Mindfulness meditation. Buddhism places great emphasis on mindfulness as a tool for self-discovery. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, observe them without judgment and gently return your attention to your breathing. This simple act of being present connects you with your inner self and fosters clarity and peace. 3. Create a self-care plan. Caring for your mind, body, and spirit is essential. What activities bring you joy? What helps you recharge? Make a list and commit to integrating these into your routine. Whether it's a morning walk, enjoying a hobby, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply. These acts of self-care strengthen your connection to yourself. A story of self-focus. Let's draw inspiration from the Buddha's own journey. Before attaining enlightenment, Siddhartha Gautama spent years seeking answers outside of himself. It was only when he turned inward, through meditation and deep reflection, that he discovered the path to liberation. His story reminds us that the answers we seek are not in the world around us, but within our own hearts and minds. When you prioritize practices like journaling, meditation, and self-care, you pave the way for genuine transformation. It's not about perfection, but about progress, choosing each day to honor your needs. Listen to your inner voice, and take steps toward a more centered, authentic life. Are you ready to implement these practices and start focusing on yourself? Let's continue exploring how to overcome the challenges that may arise along the way. Overcoming challenges in self-focus. It is not what others do or say that disturbs us, but our own response to what they do or say. These words remind us of a powerful truth. The greatest challenges to self-focus often come from within. Doubts, comparisons, and external pressures can all pull us away from the path of self-discovery. But every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. The common challenges. 1. Comparison to others. In the age of social media and constant connection, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your journey to others. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. 2. External validation. Many of us seek approval from others, often at the expense of our own needs and desires. This reliance on external validation can cloud our judgment and prevent us from living authentically. 3. Fear of change. Turning inward and prioritizing self-focus requires confronting uncomfortable truths. The fear of change, or even fear of failure, can hold us back from taking the first step. Buddhist teachings on overcoming challenges. The Buddha taught the principle of upaya, or skillful means, encouraging us to approach challenges with wisdom and adaptability. Here are 3 ways to overcome these barriers. 1. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. Each day, list 3 things you're grateful for, whether it's the sunrise, a kind word, or a small victory. Over time, this practice cultivates contentment and reduces the urge to compare yourself to others. 2. Mindfulness to recenter. When you feel distracted by external pressures, pause and practice mindfulness. Take a deep breath and focus on the present moment. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? This simple act brings clarity and helps you reconnect with your inner self. 3. Embrace non-attachment. Buddhism emphasizes non-attachment, letting go of the need to control outcomes or seek approval. When you release your grip on external expectations, you create space for self-compassion and growth. A story of resilience. Once, a young monk approached the Buddha, troubled by his constant comparisons to others. The Buddha pointed to a field of lotus flowers and said, "Look at these lotuses. Each one blooms in its own time, some in the morning, some in the evening, yet all are beautiful in their own way." This story reminds us that our journey is unique. By letting go of comparison, we can embrace our own pace and path. Moving forward, overcoming challenges in self-focus is a process, not a destination. Start small. Celebrate progress. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's growth. As the Buddha said, a jug fills drop by drop. Let's continue exploring how engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment can further strengthen your connection to yourself. Engaging in activities you love. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. At the heart of a fulfilling life is the fire of passion, doing things that bring joy, meaning, and purpose. Yet, in the rush of daily life, how often do we pause to nurture these flames? Engaging in activities you love isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for your well-being and personal growth. The power of doing what you love. When you invest time in activities that bring you happiness, you connect with your true self. Whether it's painting, gardening, playing music, or simply enjoying a walk in nature, these moments are more than just hobbies. They're opportunities to recharge and rediscover your purpose. Buddhist teachings emphasize right livelihood and right action, principles from the Noble Eightfold Path. These encourage us to live and act in ways that align with our values, bringing joy and harmony to our lives. By prioritizing what you love, you create a life that feels authentic and deeply satisfying. How to reignite your passions. 1. Reflect on what brings you joy. Take a moment to list activities that make you feel alive. What hobbies or interests have you set aside? What new things spark your curiosity? Your answers will guide you toward rediscovering the things that truly matter. 2. Set aside time for play. A balanced life includes moments of relaxation and fun. Schedule time each week to immerse yourself in activities that nourish your soul. Even a small commitment can make a big difference. 3. Incorporate joy into daily life. Not every day allows for grand gestures, but even small moments can bring joy. Listen to your favorite song, try a new recipe, or take a break to watch the sunset. These simple acts can transform your day. A lesson from the Buddha. After attaining enlightenment, the Buddha continued to emphasize the importance of joy on the spiritual path. He taught that balance is essential, not just in discipline but in finding delight in the journey. This is beautifully illustrated in his concept of the middle way, avoiding extremes and embracing a life of harmony. One day, the Buddha encountered a musician tuning his instrument. He observed, if the strings are too tight, they will break. If they are too loose, they will not play. This simple analogy teaches us that balance between effort and enjoyment is key to a fulfilling life. Why it matters. Engaging in activities you love isn't just about happiness. It's about building resilience, reducing stress, and creating a sense of purpose. These moments of joy strengthen your connection to yourself, making it easier to navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. Your next step. What's one thing you've been meaning to do but keep putting off? Commit to doing it this week. Remember, when you prioritize joy, you're not only nurturing your spirit but also honoring the unique gifts you bring to the world. Let's now explore a critical element of self-focus, freeing yourself from the habit of comparison. Avoiding comparisons. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. These words from the Buddha remind us of a simple yet profound truth. Peace comes from embracing the present, not from comparing ourselves to others. And yet, how often do we measure our worth against someone else's accomplishments, lifestyle, or appearance? This habit of comparison is not only draining but also prevents us from living authentically. The trap of comparison. When you compare yourself to others, you lose sight of your unique path. Instead of celebrating your progress, you dwell on what you perceive as lacking. This habit breeds envy, dissatisfaction, and self-doubt, all of which cloud your ability to focus on your growth and happiness. Buddhism teaches the concept of equanimity, upekkha, a state of mental calmness and balance. It encourages us to remain unaffected by external comparisons and instead cultivate inner peace. The Buddha once said, when you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. This wisdom reminds us that perfection is found in accepting ourselves as we are. How to break free from comparison. 1. Focus on gratitude. Shift your attention from what others have to what you already possess. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, whether it's a small success, a meaningful relationship, or simply the ability to learn and grow. Gratitude fosters contentment and reminds you of your own blessings. 2. Practice mindfulness. Comparison often arises when your mind wanders to what others are doing. When you notice this happening, pause and bring your focus back to the present. Take a deep breath, observe your surroundings, and remind yourself that your journey is unique. 3. Celebrate your progress. Instead of measuring yourself against others, reflect on how far you've come. What challenges have you overcome? What skills have you developed? Celebrate these victories, no matter how small they may seem. A story of the lotus pond. One day, a disciple came to the Buddha, frustrated by his constant comparisons to others. The Buddha led him to a lotus pond and said, "Look at these flowers. Some are white, others are pink or blue. Some have fully bloomed. while others are just beginning to open. Yet each one is beautiful in its own way. This story teaches us that just like the lotuses, we all bloom at our own pace. By letting go of comparison, we can focus on nurturing our growth and appreciating our unique journey. Why it matters. Avoiding comparisons isn't just about finding peace, it's about reclaiming your energy. When you stop looking outward for validation, you can direct your attention inward, toward what truly matters. This shift allows you to live authentically, aligned with your values and aspirations. Your next step, the next time you catch yourself comparing, pause and redirect your thoughts. Practice gratitude, focus on the present, and celebrate your progress. Remember, your journey is yours alone, and it deserves to be honored. Let's move forward to explore the profound impact of aligning your actions with your values. Aligning your actions with your values. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart to give yourself to it. These words from the Buddha remind us that living authentically begins with understanding our values. But how often do we pause to ask ourselves, what truly matters to me? In a world filled with distractions and external expectations, aligning our actions with our values can feel like an uphill battle. Yet, it's this alignment that brings purpose and fulfillment to our lives. Why values matter? Your values are the compass that guides your decisions and actions. They reflect what you stand for, what motivates you, and what brings you peace. When your actions align with your values, you experience integrity, a state where your inner and outer worlds are in harmony. However, when you stray from your values, life can feel chaotic and ungrounded. You might find yourself chasing goals that don't truly resonate or feeling disconnected from your purpose. Buddhism emphasizes right view and right intention, principles from the Noble Eightfold Path, as essential for living in alignment with your truth. Discovering your core values. 1. Reflection exercise. Set aside quiet time to reflect on the following questions. Oh, what principles guide my decisions? Oh, what brings me a deep sense of fulfillment? Oh, what do I want my life to stand for? Write down your answers and identify common themes. These are your core values, your personal truth. 2. Evaluate your life. Look at your current actions and commitments. Are they aligned with the values you've identified? If not, what changes can you make to realign your life with your beliefs? 3. Revisit and refine. Values can evolve over time. Make it a habit to revisit your list and adjust as you grow and gain new insights. A story of unwavering commitment. During his travels, the Buddha encountered a powerful king who offered him great wealth and status in exchange for abandoning his teachings. The Buddha, unwavering in his values, politely declined, saying, "The truth I have found is worth more than all the riches in the world." This story reminds us of the strength that comes from staying true to our principles. When your actions align with your values, you become resilient in the face of temptation and distraction. Living with integrity. Aligning your actions with your values is about consistency. It's about making choices that reflect who you truly are, even when it's difficult. This alignment fosters a sense of authenticity, peace, and purpose, qualities that are essential for a fulfilling life. Your next step. Take one small step today to bring your actions closer to your values. Whether it's setting boundaries, pursuing a meaningful goal, or simply being honest with yourself, every effort counts. Remember, as the Buddha said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. As we approach the conclusion of this journey, let's reflect on the key lessons we've explored and how they can transform your life. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound wisdom we've explored. Throughout this episode, we've uncovered the transformative power of focusing on yourself, drawing inspiration from the timeless teachings of Buddhism. You've learned that self-focus isn't selfish, it's essential. By turning inward, you unlock the path to peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Let's recap the key lessons that can guide you toward a more authentic and meaningful life. 1. Understand yourself. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. Through practices like journaling and mindfulness, You've discovered how to connect with your inner self and identify your strengths, values, and desires. 2. Set clear goals. When you focus on what truly matters, you create a roadmap for your life. Aligning your goals with your values brings clarity and motivation, empowering you to move forward with purpose. 3. Prioritize self-care. Caring for your body, mind, and spirit isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. By incorporating self-care practices into your daily routine, you build resilience and create a strong foundation for growth. 4. Practice self-compassion. Embrace your imperfections with kindness and understanding. Remember, as the Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. 5. Do what you love. Engage in activities that bring you joy and meaning. These moments not only nurture your spirit, but also strengthen your connection to yourself. 6. Avoid comparisons. Let go of the habit of measuring your worth against others. Celebrate your progress and focus on your unique journey, knowing that every step forward is a victory. 7. Align with your values. Live with integrity by ensuring that your actions reflect your core beliefs. This alignment brings authenticity, peace, and a sense of purpose to your life. Moving forward. Now, it's time to take action. Ask yourself, what's one small step I can take today to focus on myself? Whether it's starting a journal, meditating for 5 minutes, or revisiting your values, every choice you make brings you closer to the life you desire. Remember, this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about honoring your unique path and embracing the truth that peace and happiness come from within. A final thought. The Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." By focusing your thoughts, actions, and energy on yourself, you create a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Trust in your ability to grow, to heal, and to thrive. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Together, we can inspire others to embrace their own path of self-focus and growth. Until next time, stay mindful, stay compassionate, and always remember, the power to change your life is already within you.